Hello everybody, I'm back again with another video on Aspergers and dealing with the trials and the errors I guess, the ups and the downs. So today I'm going to discuss conversation with them. I'm not talking about the conversation per se where they're always obsessed with talking about one thing. I'm talking about their overall conversation, okay? When I get a call from Roger when he's at work, I'm always in that fight or flight mode as to answering the phone because it's like, is he going to say anything worth hearing? Usually it consists of, I think I'm dying, I must have cancer, or I don't feel good, what's wrong with me? He knows what's wrong with him. He is suffering from Bartonella. And he knows this. But he's always looking up heart diseases. I'm having heart palpitations. I'm like, dude, you need to go to the doctor. Have your gallbladder checked. Because you're showing all signs of having gallbladder issues. You have the pain under the rib cage. You have the pain in the back under the rib cage. You have the heart palpitations, the bloated stomach. All signs of gallbladder disorder. I have gallbladder issues, I know. I also have Bartonella and Lyme, so I understand where the heart palpitations come from that also. And it's always a conversation of how everything's bad. Either his job wants to fire him, which he's been working there for 19 years, and they don't want to fire him. He gets upset over everything, little thing. He thinks everybody's always against him. Almost kind of like a schizophrenic, paranoid kind of attitude. And my daughter is also the same way. It doesn't matter what it is. Every time she starts talking, she brings up something that could be 8 years old and it's negative. We'll be in the store and she'll be negative. When she wants to talk to me about something, if it isn't negative, she'll come up and she'll squeeze my arms real tight and say, "Saw me!" And she's rough, and it's just not normal. I mean, and with both of them, like I had mentioned earlier, it's always on their obsessions. Dakota, it's either I want this, I want that, I don't like this, I don't like that, or you did this to me, or they did this to me, and that's where the conversation ends. That's it. So the conversation, yeah, it gets tough with people with Asperger's. How do you talk to them? It's sometimes very hard. Like talking with Roger, if we're talking about a band or something, instantly, once again, it's the conversation resorts back to sound. I was in the store yesterday, and I came out and I was explaining something in the store, and he's talking with me for a minute and just responding very smallly, very littly, and all of a sudden it turns into sound, and I had to stop, and I was getting frustrated. And I said, "Roger, I don't care about sound. I'm not talking about sound. I think I need counseling to live with these people. Either that or I just need to run away. One of the two. That's how I feel sometimes. Nobody cares about their obsessions. I don't care about the wheels on the bus, how they go round and round. I don't care about sound. I don't care about the color green. I just don't want to hear it anymore." And another thing with conversations with them, not so much with my daughter Dakota, but with Roger himself, is this is what the conversation consists of. He looks down like this and holds a conversation. Nobody wants to see the top of your head when you're talking to him. Eye contact. The eye contact needs to be there. And it's gotten to the point where, with the Cassandra syndrome that I got from being with him, it's almost like I'm an insecure person now. And it's like when somebody does talk to me and they look me in the eyes, I'm like, I feel funny. I mean, not real funny, but it's just a strange feeling if they look for too long, because it's like I'm so used to this. And, it's hard. And, I've done studies, I've looked things up on the internet like most of you have. Obviously, you wouldn't be here if you didn't look it up. Um, it's almost like we have to devote our life to them, and it's really hard. It's really hard because I don't believe I was put on this earth to devote my entire life on how I should change this and how I should change that for some dysfunctional man. It's simple as that. I understand and I realize with my daughter that I am her mother and I will always be her mother and I have to work with her. But because I understand now, which I did not know when I was pregnant for her, that her father had this, I knew something was weird in there, but I just thought, it was from a screwed up relationship that he was in prior. I didn't realize that it was an actual disability. And yeah, it's really tough. Another thing that I've noticed is they hate confrontation. And I don't mean confrontation as in dealing with people, but like if he had to do something, he had to make a phone call to order a pizza. Here's an example. He does not like to call a pizza place and order a pizza to have it delivered. You go call him. You call this one and pay a bill. You call this and you call that. If we go to a DJ gig, well, aren't you going to go in with me to find out where we're going to set up? If I'm, like say fixing some makeup or something in the mirror, and I'm like, why? You can't walk in there and just ask where we're setting up? What's the big hang up? Yes, that's just something else that I've dealt with. In their conversations with other people, I've noticed that he often talks kind of on the quieter side, or he doesn't talk at all. He'll just smile if somebody comes up to him, and that's it. But if he gets talking about sound to somebody, his voice will go from this level and it'll go way up to like this level, and he's loud and you can hear him through the whole house. It's like, you're so screwed up, aren't you? I mean, you have to realize that this isn't a channel on how so much to deal with Asperger people, because I don't have the answers for that. This is more of like a daily vlog of what it's like living with them. Conversations on the phone. If he does pick up, which is usually 2% out of 100 that he'll pick up, what? Until he answers the phone like I'm his worst enemy. And, okay. I don't know. Okay. Okay, when it comes out of Roger's mouth means, okay, I'm saying okay so I can please you. If you ask me to stop and grab a gallon of milk, okay, he won't do it. Okay means I want to get off the phone. It doesn't matter where he is. He does not want to talk on the phone. Not with me. But yeah, at home, he's always on the phone. Roger's in his world and I'm in mine. And I would like to think that mine's a little bit more normal than his, though I don't know. I know I'm not suffering from this. Yeah, so that's kind of like what it's like when you have conversations with a lot of people that have Asperger's. Not all of them are the same. Some of them are teachers. Some are engineers. Some are this. Some are that. And, yeah, that's just how he is. He has his own quirks. One other quirk that I noticed was he talks, excuse my mouth, he talks shit. He was at work fixing a computer, and there's a new computer guy that's there that helps fix things, and he doesn't like him because he feels it's competition. But yet when the guy wasn't there, he was bitching that they needed somebody else. God. So he says, well, I don't see why the other guy can't do it. My daughter can do it, Dakota. She reboots her own computer. Dakota doesn't even get on the computer. How could she reboot her computer? Yeah, she's going to set it back to factory settings. And he expects me to lie for him. And I don't trust anything he says. Even when he's telling the truth, it's like Peter. The one that cried wolf. Excuse that. That's my dog, Nacho. No. So that's a little bit on the conversation with Roger. There is no conversation. It's always, I don't know, and so on. So, yeah, conversations with people with Asperger's, they always seem to make it out, if you're not talking about what they like, they always seem to make it out like They're annoyed by having to answer you. And yeah, that's what it's like living with somebody like that. It's very, 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 very hard. And I've tried, if I was to talk and ask him about speakers, oh, right away, he'd start talking. Power amps, oh, he'd talk about that. Chemtrails in the sky, that's another thing he's obsessed with. He'd talk about that. GMOs and all that stuff in food, and he'd talk about that. And that's where the conversation pretty much ends. So if any of you guys are dealing with somebody that has very limited conversation, doesn't give you eye contact, well, of course, you know, they have a hard time with eye contact anyways. It's funny, when I play back the videos, I always remember that there's something else that I wanted to say. And one thing that I did notice that I didn't bring up as far as conversations with them, if you really want a big, big, huge challenge, get a piece of paper and a pen and take and mark down how many times they say me and I in a day. Usually just about every other sentence, if not every sentence, me and I comes out. It's always about them, how they're feeling, how something happened to them. So I meant to add this clip earlier. This is what I was going through with him 2 nights ago when he was looking for the hard drive. And I'm just going to put a little clip in there. And I did tell him afterwards, of course, I didn't tell him beforehand. I did tell him afterwards that I had recorded some of what he was saying, but of course I'm not using this against him. I'm just using this as an idea of typical conversation with him. So here's a little clip that I had managed to record of just the way he talks to me overall and in general.
Well, thanks for losing my fucking hard drive. I have no idea where it is.
I lost your hard drive, huh?
Yeah, it was here on the table and wherever you put it. You think you might know where you put it?
As rude as you been? Another thing that I noticed is a lot of times I'll want to go, say, I want to go get an ice cream. And because I'm ill and I haven't been driving in a while, I want to go get an ice cream, and I'll say, look, I want to go get an ice cream. I don't want to go get an ice cream. And I just look at him like, really? So I'll say, no, I want to go get an ice cream. Well, I don't want any ice cream. And I'll come back with a reply of, nobody asked you if you wanted any ice cream. I want an ice cream. And I know that kind of sounds arrogant and cocky, but when you live with somebody that constantly always has something negative to say in a response, it's like you're always primed and ready and pumped up for a sarcastic comment. And I noticed another thing that a lot of times that I'll do if I want to go, like, say, to the store or something, I'll say, I need to go to the store to get this. And he'll say, what do you need to go to the store for? I said, because I need to go to the store. And in the past, I would say, it'll be to your benefit. Or I would say, hey, do you want to go get something to munch on? And then when I got towards the vicinity where we were going, I would say, look, I need to go to the store, but I'll give you a few bucks, run through a drive-through at this and grab your something, whatever. So then I got to the point where he was used to me always treating him, like giving him a, quote, little reward like he's a child to go to the store. And it's like, now, you know, I don't mean to sound crude, rude, and obnoxious and disgusting, but I'll say, look, I need to go to the store for what, he'll say. And I'll come back with, it'll benefit you. Do you want to wipe your ass after you take a dump? We need some toilet paper. At that point, he'll be okay. But, you know, it's always, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Every time I go into anything, it could be a convenience store. Hurry up. It's like, where do you plan on going, Raj? What do you think I'm going to do in a convenience store? Sit down and have coffee? Sit down and have a chat group with somebody? I'm always rushing for you. So, yeah, you know, I keep coming up with these clips and I keep remembering things as I get ready to upload this video. It's like I figure, well, I better throw that in there before I forget. So, yeah, it's just always, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Let me run out the door before you. If I say I got to go to the store, you say no. You wait around, I'm not ready yet. Then all of a sudden you jump up, I'm ready to go, let's go. Meanwhile, I've got to put my dogs in a crate. I've got to get my kid ready, make sure her shoes on, make sure she comes out with us. And he just runs right out the door. And it's like everything's on my shoulders. And then he wants to know why I'm not out in the car within a second. And it's just friggin' annoying. And if I don't hurry up, he's sitting there and he's gassing the car. And then that's sparking the flame in me that's got that fight, not flight thing going. And I want to go out there and I want to punch him in the friggin' head. And yeah, that's what life's all about. Living in this household with somebody that's screwed up and his little mini him, who not only has it like him, but looks just like him. Do I sound frustrated? I am. Alright, sorry that I have all these little clips all thrown in here in the video. I had wanted to do just one straight video, but when I start talking, all this new stuff comes to mind like I mentioned prior. Again, thanks for watching.